Hello, welcome back to my channel. Um, as usual, I'm always guided on my speeches, so just to let you know, I don't speak these randomly. It's a message that most of you need to hear according to my guides. And before I go on, I want to remind you to please like my video, share my video to help your friends and family and anyone else you think could use it. And, you're welcome to leave me a message or send me an email. My email address is listed below the video. So today it's about why you still try to control your life and why it's important for you to release it. Now, it's simple. Think about it. You hang on to control because you fear to let it go. And if you fear releasing control, then it all comes back in a circle that you don't trust in the universe, a higher power, God, Jesus, Buddha, whoever. And I will put myself in this mix because I started that way. I was that way too. We've been taught to be in control. It's the only way we have felt like we're in balance. I'm assuming you too. When all of this crazy stuff keeps going on in the world, all this negativity that, you kind of like are on a tightrope and you're trying to keep your balance. And you don't trust yourself, you don't trust the universe, and you don't trust other people. Now, it's really not about trusting others. It's really about trusting yourself and the guidance that you receive. Now, I'm going to remind you that this is your birthright to have an easy life. So this is why I do my videos, to remind you of the gifts and the power that you have that you still don't believe in. So this is the difference. When I learn something that I feel that could help me in a certain way, then I test it. I don't just fall into stuff or, listen to everything or believe everything I read, or I should say I've read, because I really don't read that much anymore. But do you know? So someone makes a suggestion or has this crazy, loving, wild experience, and so I test it. And that's what I want you to do, because it's the only way you will change your life and change the way you see, because then you will see the value of it. That you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to beg for things. You just put out to the universe what you want, know you can have it, and let it go. That's it. Let it go. Trust it. And I've given you so many tools and so many ways to prove to yourself. So, I was talking with someone this morning who, wants to have a specific job that he was, that he applied for. And, praying and hoping and all of this kind of stuff. And, if you see something you're interested in, you feel like you're guided to it, there's a reason for it. So you apply for this position. And then you just don't worry about it anymore. You don't follow all of the rules of how I get hired. I have to have the perfect resume, and I have to write them a letter, and I have to, call up and let them know I'm interested. You don't really have to do any of that, because if it's meant to be, if it's where you're supposed to be, because I will remind you, you are only at a job where you can learn from people and you can teach people. That's it. And that is orchestrated from the higher power. And I have given many examples on that subject in my previous videos. So I'm not going to give that example, but what I'm going to do is share with you I'll share this first. And I'm hesitating because I completely forgot that I have a poem out of my book that they want me to read to you. So maybe I'll just do that first. Now, I've shown this before. I wrote this book, God's Messages of Truth. It's poetry. I've written these poems 4 years ago, and they still work today, and they'll always work, because these are messages for you. Now, this one actually goes with my video, and it's called We Are Not Separate, We Are One. As we cross the bridge to the other side, a beautiful golden place where God and truth reside. Think about this long and hard, not a truth to think of. Get off that train where family is blood. It's another form of separation for you to think of. Our separate families are part of karma, no doubt, chosen by you to be challenged to learn lessons from a past. Thus, family can cause heartburn. Release the thoughts you are alone. You are always surrounded by your true family, even if they are unknown. Can you imagine how quickly this idea would change every living being to be more clear? Everyone on this planet is you, your mere reflection of your truth. Open your hearts to all. Everyone here is your family too. Love yourself brings love to everyone else. Don't wait for a disaster to help. Walk your path with love each day, loving all people in all ways. God bless this world, being love to all who reside here on this planet and outside. We came to this place to learn about love, to be able to withstand hardships and then rise above. We are connected to each other as one. Any other thought must be undone. So, when I was guided to follow this particular path, even though I've been guided all my life, even before I started to read this particular book, I never really questioned it, because to me it was normal. Just like, if you're a famous singer or a good singer, it's just easy for you because it's normal for you, but you brought it on from another lifetime or whatever. So anyway, I got Paramahansa Yogananda's book, and I remember the story about how God always protects you and you're always taken care of. This is about control. So this particular gentleman took a trip on a bus to parts unknown with no money, no friends, no family, no food, no job, no particular destination. And because he was following his guides, his higher self, which I've explained to you how important that is, because we do have free will, but why make your life hard and difficult when there's already something better for you to do, even if you don't believe it? That makes sense. Anyway, you just don't know the reasons why you shouldn't do certain things or why you shouldn't go certain places or whatever. Do you see what I mean? But y'all do what you want, which is, your, not your gift, but you can. It's just why, is my question. But anyway, so he went on this bus tour. And it wasn't a tour to a place. I mean, he just decided to travel and see what would happen with no money, no job, no food, nothing. And do you know, all along the way, when he was on the bus, when he got off the bus, he met people who gave him money, gave him food, invited him to their home. People he never met, people he didn't know. They fed him. They gave him work to do to help him get money. I mean, this is my point. He released control and he just followed his destination. And he met people and proved to himself that this is truth. And I don't really remember how long ago this book was written, but I'm sure it was, sometime before I was born. And I don't know, I didn't look up when Paramahansa Yogananda had passed or left the planet, but really another starving is what I say. Anyway, so the older you get, you can look back at your path and you can see how everything started to connect and how it got you to the place that you are right now, if you followed it. Even if you didn't follow it and then you got back on it, because we all somehow do that, you can see your path. So that was what I was going to share with you. Here it was that, just to give you a little bit of history, I was raised in a negative family, and I've mentioned this before. I was very negative. I lived in drama and negativity, didn't know how to be positive. Like I said, it takes work. And on top of all of that, I was always told how dumb and stupid I was, and I could never go to college and get a degree because I was too dumb and stupid. This was my life. And I'm a rebellious person, an analytical person, and so when things started to happen, I would try to analyze it. That doesn't make sense. Why do people think I'm smart when I'm not? I even went to the length of going to, when I lived in Colorado, going to the university and taking an IQ test because of how stupid I was. And this doctor or therapist that I was seeing at the time said, "No, Maxine, you're really intelligent. I want you to take this test." And what was interesting is I had a learning, not a learning disability. Let's see how I was taught subliminally that you're supposed to appear stupid. Now, no one, or not, my family just didn't come out and say you have to be this way, but this is what I picked up. So from the test, I was told that if I was given a task that was very difficult, I was like on the scale of genius. But as soon as someone gave me a compliment, I went to the line of below intelligence. So somehow in my upbringing, I learned that when I got compliments, that wasn't the right thing to do. And so I became like dumb. I don't know if that's not really a good word to use, but it was like for instance, I was a waitress. And my goal was to be the best waitress. And I was always taking care of people. No one ever had to ask me for anything. I got the best tips. I won, sales contests and such. But oh my God, as soon as one of my customers said, wow, you're a great waitress, something clicked and I lost all memory of everything, what they were eating, what I was supposed to do. It was like this for years until I had to work it out to release that program that was programmed for me from childhood. So you see, we all have programs that we're not even aware of and issues. But anyway, so here I was at a job as a waitress because I dreamt of jobs that I was supposed to have. So I had a dream that I was supposed to be a waitress. I never questioned my dreams. Now I have to go out and that's what I have to do. And I got the job, but I tell you, on my interview, I try to convince these people not to hire me because I don't think I would be good. And they just didn't listen to me. And I hate to say this, but I did this on quite a few jobs that I did. Like, no, I don't think you should hire me because I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I don't know how to do things. And these people hired me anyway. So do you see why I say what I say about why do you worry so much about things? Because if you're supposed to do something, even if you don't have the vision beforehand, like I always did, just trust it. Trust in your guidance. Your guidance are nuggets and gold, the gold path for you to walk, to make your life simple. And you might not even be ready to do some of these things that I share, but if you are, that's a great thing. And if you're on the verge of trying to figure things out, I think that a lot of my videos will help you, because my videos don't come from me. They come from my ascended masters who know everything. So, so here it was, I'm a waitress, and I'm going to give you this little path. I'm a waitress, and my manager says, Maxine, you're going to handle all the irate customers because you're good at it. I'm not even aware of that. I'm like, really? You want me to do that? So, ding, Maxine, there's a message for you, but I just went over my head and I said, okay, fine, I'll help all these people. Then one time I went to a psychic crying that I was this dumb, stupid waitress, and I should have a college degree and do something better, like something smart or whatever. And this psychic said, Maxine, don't you know that you're a healer? And when you walk up to people, I was working the lunch shift, so I was always working people that on their lunch break. So she said, like, you're always helping these people from their jobs, that they go to work and they're all stressed out and they come and sit at your table, and just you alone, without even opening your mouth, you heal these people, you relax these people. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. Did it make me see that I'm this great healer? No. This is why I'm telling you the story. So, then we're going to fast forward here to, when the universe finally said, Maxine, you haven't figured it out yet, so we are not going to let you work anywhere until you figure it out. So I have that on a video too, but in any case, I figured out I was supposed to write. And I talked about this before, that this one guy I hired to do my first webpage, which was spiritualhealersassociation.com, which, by the way, I closed down. He called me a spiritual healer, and I freaked out. How can I be a spiritual healer? I don't even know that. And so then the universe goes, all right, Maxine, I guess we have to prove it to you again. So they dropped homeless people on my path who came up to me and asked me for guidance. And it's like, homeless people only ask for money. They don't ask for guidance. So it was like, okay, Maxine, wake up. So then I thought, okay, I guess I am a spiritual healer. But do you see, I still did me, and I still did the things that I do, and I still followed my guidance. But it's like I always say, like, I just tiptoe through the tulips. Anyway, I'm laughing at myself because I'm just showing you that it's okay not to know things or not to pay attention, but I'm trying to help you, don't do that. And in truth, it's fear. Fear that people won't believe you. Fear that people won't listen to you, maybe. Fear that you have to speak to people. I mean, I obviously was afraid to talk to people, so that's another reason why they had me dream about being a waitress, because I had to go approach people. That's a scary thing. But all of these positions that I've had have led me on this path to the point where, I did my Oregon trip where the universe had me retire. I didn't want to retire. I have too much energy to not get up every day and go to work. But really, I'm blessed, I guess. I don't have to work. So I do what they want me to do by writing their messages and doing my videos and all the things that I do and the books that I write that I'm guided to and the places that I go and the things that I see that I share with you. That's my work. And I'm taken care of by the universe. And with the knowledge that I don't need to stress about anything like you all do, because I trust it. And that's what you need to do, is trust it. Trust the messages that I give you, because I am going to tell you right now, and it's not an ego thing. I am, see if I can get this out, God's messenger. I work for God and Jesus. Now, if you're religious, you might think that's stupid or crazy or whatever, but whatever, you can think whatever you want. I know it's true. That's all that matters. So, let's see here. See, so the more experiences that you have, some that you thought, why did I do this, or should I have done that, or what would happen if I married this person, or if I lived in this city? You see, it's just a waste of time, because whatever you did was right. Even though, I got pregnant 6 months out of high school. If you think that was my plan, heck no. But obviously, that child was supposed to come to the planet when that child came. It's the same thing for you. So stop judging people and worrying about what people do or what they don't do. Just concern yourself with growth. Just work on yourself, because when you work on yourself, you work on everyone else automatically. That's how it works. So don't put so much time and effort and energy into fear and trying to control your life and trying to control your children. Oh my God. Your children came here not from you, through you. If you can't have a baby, you're not supposed to. That's it. Everything on the planet happens for a reason. We're geared to sue. We're geared to blame. We're geared to do all the negative things to keep you from trusting in a higher power. And I'll say this again, I don't get why you all go to church and you're all judgmental and fearful and you don't live the path of God. I do. People like me do, because we know that other stuff is lying, fearful propaganda. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, You don't need to worry about anything. But I'm not saying like you just sit back and do nothing, but you feel things. If it feels right, you do it. And you don't ask your friends because your friends don't know what's right for you. Half of them don't even know what's right for them. They're just giving you advice from what they've learned through the propaganda. So it's all about trusting, and then your path is a cinch. And then people they're still thrown on your path, even though you might not be aware of it. You might go like, oh, wow, that was a coincidence, or there are no coincidences, okay? So it's so important to release control. So important you gotta breathe it through and see how everything works out for you. Everything works out for you. It's magic, if you want to call it magic. It's your gift, if you want to call it your gift. It's the way of the world. It's reality. The truthful reality is what it is. One of my friends who doesn't follow this path texted me how she was really sick over the weekend and she had chest pains and, all of these things. And, she didn't run to the doctor like most people do. She was just explaining it to me and I said, okay, it's the ascension flu. She's like, well, what's the ascension flu? Well, the ascension flu is what we're all going through, whether it comes to you in a form of a flu or not. It's that the world is awakening. More and more people are learning about what I'm teaching. People are noticing things and the world is changing. It's becoming a better place. But how do you see this better place when you're wrapped into fear and control? It doesn't work that way. So anyway, I told her, breathe, say, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. Try to find connect to your higher self and ask what's the best things to take, what's the best food to eat for yourself, because there you go. And within the next day, she was completely healed because she followed my guidance. And instead of fearing, worrying, trying to control things. And it's kind of like this whole cancer thing. It's like you're so all geared to go to the hospital, go to the doctor. And I mean, you do need to find out, I guess, from a doctor that you have it. But then it should stop right there. You should get your CBD oil. The States in the USA, I don't know Europe, they're having so many issues of allowing marijuana and CBD for the people because the medical industry is a multi-billion-dollar business. It's just like the big NFL business. It's like the movie business. It's all phony crap is what it is. Now, we have to follow some of the health things, but I'm telling you to try to go natural. When you can do natural, go that route first before you run to the doctor and, get fed pharmaceuticals, which are synthetic garbage made in a lab. So, anyway, it's like you're out of control, so you hold on to things and you revert back to everything you've been taught. And it's time to do the steps to prove to yourself that you can release control, that you are guided, you are helped, that you don't need to worry about anything, that you can manifest your life the way you want it. You can manifest your body the way you want it. You can change your aging process without all these creams and crap that they have over the market. Like, really? You think that stuff really works? No, it's your mind that creates everything because it's what you believe. That's where it is. That nature is your pharmaceutical store. Read about berries, read about crystals, read about the healing powers of these things and how you can help yourself, how God put this planet here for freshwater, food, earth, and everything, and we messed it up. Now we've got these storms that are cleaning up the earth, changing it, ridding our planet of things. And, if you go to the Weather Channel, you will see that there was a house that someone built in Florida that was hurricane proof. And it's the only house in the Panhandle that survived. The windows didn't break, the house didn't fall over, nothing happened to it. Because this person did something that nobody else does, and none of the builders are going to do it because they'll be out of business. I mean, everything is about the money. It's about the business. It's about nothing else. It's not about freedom of life, freedom from money. It's not about that. It's about how can I do this? And I still don't know why any of you collect money for cancer research. There is a cure. You're giving money for them to make drugs to convince you that they have a new drug that's going to work for you when no drugs are going to work for you. And if they do, who knows why and who really cares? It's the point. It's a luck of the draw, or maybe it's just not your time. Who knows? It doesn't matter. So if you apply for a job, like I applied for a job one time before I realized, this is when I was going through this process of the universe wanting me to work Reiki and be a speaker. I mean, that if one of your family members hooks you up on a job, that you're always going to get it, right? Wrong. I actually applied to a job, didn't know one of my family members worked there, didn't know that the person who interviewed me, his wife was one of my best friends, didn't know that. I mean, found out all of this in the interview, found out everything, that I was so perfect for this job, that what this job was about was my history, my background, and I didn't get hired. I wrote the letter, thank you for, the interview, and I'm very interested in blah, blah, all the stuff they tell you to do. I didn't get the job. Was it because there's something wrong with me? No, because that's not where I was supposed to be. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And it's not just about work. It's about everything in your life. It's about relationships. You control your relationships. You control your children. Heck, you control your children so much that your children try to turn around and control you. I mean, they try to tell you what you do wrong and what you should do and how messed up you are. I mean, don't you think that's interesting? There's so many people who have issues with their children. Their children don't like them. They don't talk to them. They whine and they cry about all kinds of crap. I mean, every new parent thinks that they're the best. The difference now is that your children are smarter than you are. Your children are coming in with all kinds of information, all kinds of help, all kinds of guidance, all kinds of unconditional love. I mean, there's YouTube channels that children cry because we kill cows and chickens and we eat them. I mean, whatever. I'm just trying to lay this groundwork here for you that you need to release control. If you want something, ask your guidance. If you put out something in the universe that you want this and it doesn't come, then know that it's not meant for you and something better is for you. And let it go. Grow up, let it grow. Let go of your training pants. I just visualized an adult wearing diapers. No, seriously. I'm passionate about what I believe, as you all know. But let me see if I wrote something else I need to bring up. Really, what I would like you all to do as an assignment is to go back in your life, even if it's a school. As far as you can go back is birth to school. I don't care. Just go back and look at the path that you've taken and see how maybe certain things changed, or certain teachers said certain things to you, or certain friends dumped you, and then you found new friends, or whatever, or your work or your life or your guidance and how you followed a certain path. Like how in my generation it was go to college, because my parents' generation never went to college. So my generation was you go to college, you get a degree, you get a job, you work at the same job till you retire, then you have money to retire, and that's your life. That's my generation. And I said, that's bullshit. My guides was, no, you find a job where you can live anywhere you want in the world, and then you can experience different cities, different states, different places. You might meet a man or a woman who doesn't live in your city, and now you can move. It was being free. My whole world and my whole life is about being free from controlling parents, from rules and regulations. God forbid I admire people who go into the military, because that would kill me, to have someone stamp my forehead and tell me that you are now owned by the government, because that's how I see the military. So these people give up their lives for you and me. Unfortunately, it's, it was necessary, but it's not really necessary. But whatever. Those are big sacrifices people make, women make, children make. It makes me cry every time I think about it, because I lived that lifestyle for 12 years. And it's not an easy lifestyle to be married to the military. Most people, most men, they might be in the military for 20-something years, active duty, and stay married. And then when they retire, their marriage pretty much ends pretty quickly, because they're not used to living with each other. They don't even know each other. 12 years of marriage to my ex-husband, when we went to marriage counseling, my counselor said, you two don't even know each other. And we don't. How do you know someone who's never home? Through letters and such. But whatever. It's still off the path. I always go off the path. But it's just back to control. It's back to everything that you do that you fear. People tell me they still fear things, and I don't understand it. Because if y'all have a fear, please write me what you fear, and I'll tell you easily how you can change that. It's free information for you. Email me at Maxine@ReikiByMaxine.com and go, I have no problems with this, and this, but I have an issue with this. Can you help me with that? I will help you. I love doing that. That's my mission. That warms my heart. If I can help you, that's all I'm here for. So, ego will come in the way sometimes, and ego is something we need to have at times, but realize that your voice that tells you to do things opposite from your guidance is not your friend. So don't pay attention to it. And, when you do things do it, put your energy into it, know you're going to have it, then release it. Because if you don't release, you offer up resistance and then it doesn't happen anyway. So think about those times that you tried to control issues, that you tried to control outcomes. And did they work out good if you succeeded in controlling somebody or something? Because people are always trying to control other people, and relationships are a big control thing that people are having hard times releasing. You know, why did you do this? Who are you talking to? Jealousy, all of that negative stuff. You've got to release negative stuff and live and learn to love yourself and do for you first. That's not selfish. That's how you help people. Set boundaries with your family. Those are the hardest people to set boundaries with, and those are the people that you need to set boundaries with. You know, because what your children do is they turn around and become like your mother, and it's not necessary. So you set boundaries, you learn that you can heal yourself. You learn and see and test all of these things that I've told you. When I did the big test, it's another repeat, about my Oregon trip, when I didn't pay attention when the universe said go back to the school district. So with me, my life's been about choices. Once I make a decision to do something, another choice shows up, and then I have to go this way or this way. It's been like this my life, and it's obviously a testing for me, a lesson to release it and just follow the first thought that I got. So I was told, go to school district. Now that I read, and I didn't, because I was going to, but then the phone rang. Choice, a friend that I worked with on some temporary job said, oh, the temporary agency is hiring, so I went that route. It wasn't the right route. They made me wait 30 days before they said, no, you can't have the job, instead of like within 2 days like everybody else does. They made me suffer that way to teach me a lesson. I mean, I didn't really suffer, but do you see what I'm saying? I could have just went to the school district and started right away. But no, I didn't. So anyway, when I finally learned that, I pushed my laptop away. I said, God, I'm showing you how much I trust you right now. I want you to listen. I'm making a phone call to this temporary agency, and I'm telling them that I got hired at the school district, even though you know and I know that I didn't. And that's what I did. And then I went to the school district and I got the job. And then when it came to going to Portland, it was, you have to go, and we'll tell you when you're going to go, and we'll work it out for you, and we'll get your apartment ready for you, and we'll do all of this for you, and all you have to do is do it. Trust what you receive. Leave when you're supposed to leave. Go where you're supposed to go. Everywhere we tell you, and you're fine. And everybody thought, oh, Maxine, you're so strong, I could never do that. It's not about being strong. It's about trust. It's about releasing control. I released all control. And that was a big test. And the way it worked out, and the way I was guided, and the way I was protected, and everything that even happened on that and beforehand, all led me to that. From my childhood to all the things that I went to led me to that, which led me back here, which led me here. Are you seeing? Do I know what's ahead of me? No. Do I fear it? No. I fear nothing. And that's where you want to be. And when you start to fear things, stop. Stop it. Stop. I don't fear it. I let it go and ask or meditate or quiet your mind so information can come through, or just go into nature, look at the sun, take photos of trees and flowers. Whatever you need to do, just do that. Okay? So, what was my message today? Release control. And I hope you enjoyed my video. And I hope you send me emails. I wait every day to get emails from you and no one emails me. Don't fear it. It's just between you and me. And I tap into your higher self if I don't know the answer. And your higher self will tell me the answer. That's how it works. It's magic. I love all of you who watch my videos. And I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you for joining me.